Righto, we're here with the brand new F150. If you go on a trip in one of these, you don't want to go back. This thing is cranky.
Depends on how big your foot is, but
Go with the step, Trev.
yeah, the old man step.
I'm worried now because we're both missing. I can't even say it.
We're here with the brand new F150. Finally got my hands on one here in Australia. I was driving one last year at the same time that Az went down to Melbourne for me. Went down there to the shoot, the brand new launch of the F150. And I've got Trev. Trev went and picked it up for me last week. Yep. So I've got a week to spend with it. And yeah, we're going to go and give it a hiding and see if it's going to be up for what we do with these things here in Australia. So
Yeah.
what do you think, Trev? You like it?
I like it.
Trev was wetting himself like a schoolgirl when he told him I can go, you go pick it up.
Go and pick it up. Yep. Oh, jeez.
Yes. Alright, so today we're going to do a walk around, show you all the features. We've got the XLT here. You can get XLT in either a short wheelbase, long wheelbase, or you can get the Lariat. I haven't got the Lariat, but it's going to be good today because I did have a short wheelbase version of this in the US, which was left-hand drive. So it's going to be a good comparison today to then jump into the right-hand drive converted version, or remanufactured, they like to call it. And yeah, I can compare it. This is the long wheelbase, compare that to the short wheelbase I had in the US.
See what happens when you drive a tyre and it's muddy?
Righto, so we got a bit of rain last night. We'll take you for a walk around, we'll go through the cab, look at the motor, all the features, and we'll talk about this thing and see what we think and whether you should buy one.
I will.
Alright, so we'll take you for a walk around the F truck, the new F150 here, 2024 model XLT in long wheelbase. So, tell me all about it, Trev.
Tell me all about it.
Righto, so let's look at this thing aesthetically, I guess. You like the look of it?
Yeah, that's awesome. That's great.
So obviously this is the base model, so you're not going to get all the flashy trinkets and everything that you do get on the higher variants, but it is still pretty nice considering what you get on the interior, which we'll show you here that in a minute. But sort of standard sort of headlights, halogen globes. There's no sort of like matrix LEDs and all that sort of stuff that you get in the higher end ranges, although I don't know what headlights you do get in the Lariat. I'm not too sure. I haven't had a Lariat variant yet, but
yeah. I like the look of it. It's just really, it looks good on the front end. Big blue badge there, that's going well.
And the aftermarket industry for these things is pretty big. You can get a fair bit of stuff from this thing because it made, like, the US is just so good with their aftermarket. Got some chrome badging there on the side, XLT F150. Got the mirrors. Me and Trevor already spoken about the mirrors today, so stay tuned, we'll tell you about them. Got some side steps down here, plastic running boards, the Ford logo there's just there. What size tyres are we running on this thing? 20s.
20s?
Yeah, 275/60 R20 Dynapro hand-cooked tyres on this thing. Coming around the back, so obviously this is long wheelbase, so you've got that extra bit there in the tub. Don't have sliding rear window on this, although I don't know if you have it on Lariat. I'm not sure, I'll have to double check. But got your 4x4 badge there. There's your exhaust tip from your 3.5 litre EcoBoost V6. EcoBoost badging just down here. Got your trailer plugs and things here. This has got a 70mm ball on the back of it. Got your reverse camera and things like that. Tub space for all the projects.
Yeah. Yep. You've got the...
Show us the step, Trev.
Oh, yeah, the old man step.
So this has been on F-Series for a long time. Like my 2014 has this with your old man pole as well.
It's pretty solid. Like, makes a lot of noises when you jump on it, but like that. But yeah, it's good. Makes it easy getting in and out of.
Yeah, you're not kind of hanging onto the side of
the thing, or
the tub or anything.
Yeah. And yeah, it's easy to get out of without doing yourself a damage.
I think you push the yellow one down.
Two down.
In she goes.
Easy as.
So what do we got here? We've got Ford logo, got a ruler similar to the stuff that you get on Ranger. Got those clamp pockets. There's no bottle openers on a Ram as far as I know. Bottle opener there on the corner of the tailgate. Oh, both sides.
Both sides.
Oh, how good.
Both sides.
Got a couple of tie down points. Your standard one's kind of up in the corner. You've got some down the back here. And then they must be able to be pulled out. They've got little locks on them. But you definitely got a fair bit of room in this thing with the long wheelbase. Tailgate's not too heavy.
No.
Coming down the back, you've got your reverse sensors, 4.5 ton towing on this thing. Got your trailer plug and that down there, 7 pin up the top, and then those other auxiliaries, ones down the bottom.
Yep.
That's a big table. I want to smash your shin on that one.
Yep.
Coming around this side, 4x4 badge here on the side. You can add like a rack to this thing if you want to pop these plastic sections here out. No AdBlue on this thing because we are unleaded. Can take E10. So another thing I like about this thing is the shocks are outboard to the leaf springs. Just makes them handle way better. I think brakes pretty good too, eh?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah.
pulls up.
Yeah. It doesn't grate, like, depends on how big your foot is, but
Yeah.
it's really nice and controlled. And I think that's to do with the weight of the vehicle as well.
Yeah, it's pretty light considering, because remember, this is aluminium, it's not steel body. So it does make, for the power to weight ratio, pretty exciting.
This thing is cranky. Done.
Just a bit. It's good fun.
So you got the same side steps around this side as well.
Yep.
And you got blinkers here in the mirror. Pretty sure you have blinds. Yeah, you got it up here.
Yep.
Blind spot monitoring as well. Your antenna there for your radio. And you got a little 75-year badge up there in the center of the windscreen. No panoramic roof or anything on this model, obviously just been XLT. Fog lights down the front. A couple of big recovery hooks just there. And your big Ford grille. Ready to scare any other Chevy and Ram owners. So Trev's going to pop the bonnet. I'll take a look at this 3.5 litre EcoBoost V6. If I can do this one-handed. Oh, look how talented I am. Well, it's a lot cleaner than the Raptor's engine bay. I'll give Ford that. So
That's a bit dirty for me, but
yeah, right. This is honestly our first look at the engine together. But I do like the engine cover and stuff on this one. I wish Raptor had one. Just tidies everything up, makes everything look nice and neat. But yeah, so there is a fair bit of room around the motor, similar to the Raptor, to get in there and work on things if you need to.
it's all accessible. Like
Yeah.
your dipstick, your oil. Yep.
Your washer fluid bottle there. Got your brake fluid, coolant, your air filter. Alright, so the specs on the engine are 3.5 litre EcoBoost twin turbo V6 with the 10-speed automatic. So we're doing 298 kilowatts at 6,000 RPM, 678 Newton meters at 3,100 RPM. So she's got some power behind her, and
Hasn't it? What?
oh, just in the wet conditions, it just lights up the wheels. But you want to make sure if you're going to tow with this thing, you want to make sure your drawbars welded on very well to the chassis of your caravan, because it's going to pull it out of the caravan.
Yeah.
It blew me away when I put my foot into this thing and realised how fast it is. It's pretty impressive. Again, the power to weight with the aluminium body is definitely, I think, assisting that in its.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Okay, coming into the interior. What do you think, Trev?
Oh, it's good. Seats are great. As I mentioned earlier, it's most probably as good as the 2021 Raptor seats.
Yep.
Back to that sort of style of a seat.
Yeah, I like the first gen Raptor seats that we had here, but yeah, these seats are, even though they're cloth, they're super comfy, and with an XLT you're saving that bit of extra money, so chuck yourself on a pair of seat covers, canvas seat covers, and away you go. Still got carpet and stuff in the floor here, but it's a very, very nice place to be. Have all your cruise control, lane departure, everything here on the steering wheel, volume, hands-free, you can talk to this thing, all your menu controls down here, your telephone, skipping tracks and things like that as well.
Battery, 12 volt, and
USB,
USB-C.
Yep. And you got one of them down here as well, where I'm charging my phone at the moment. Climate controls, stereo, you can select through your cameras. You've also got your hazard lights and traction control here. Got your glove box over this side, and your glove box just down there as well. So over here you got drive modes, which I'll show you that here in a second. You got your trailer brake, so you don't have to worry about installing any of that, and you got Pro Trailer Backup Assist in this thing as well, just here, which is nice. All your air vents, you do have this screen. I'm not too sure on the size of this screen, but it is enough. If you're going to buy an XLT, I think it's enough. So got a massive big compartment down here. I've got my wallet, my sunnies down in here.
There's pockets in the side on this side.
Yeah,
and that side.
Pockets down both sides of the transmission tunnel. I got my glasses there, but big pocket here. I think this is a phone holder.
Yeah, I reckon.
I think you'd put your phone in sideways like this. So that there, 2 cup holders, and then another feature I do like about this thing is you can fold that forward. 2 cup holders up here at the back. Then you can fold this back this way. Push a button there. And you got a huge center console just there as well, with a coin tray and bits and bobs. This version obviously still has a column shift. I think Lariat actually has the gear stick here, which you can press a button and it folds it away, but the XLT does have column shift. So blinkers, washers and everything on this, start stop button just down here, and then you've got your power assist for your feet, so you can push this button in and out to adjust the pedals. And then you've also got all your lights and stuff just here, and then your electric park brake as well. Moving over to the door, so you got your lock buttons here, you've got all your switches here for your mirrors and also your windows. And then again, going with the theme of all the F series and Ranger, you've got your door handle just there, which I really like. It's kind of a good place to have it. You're grabbing that, so you can just pull the handle at the same time. It's really, really nice. You got your sound system, and you got some big pockets here in the doors, as well as that little pocket just there underneath the armrest. And this interior's got like this. It's kind of cool. It's kind of like a etched metal sort of look throughout the interior. And you got your little American flag just there on the side of the trim. Do you know about that Easter egg?
Yeah, a few Easter eggs, yeah.
Up top here for your sunnies, and you got all your light controls and stuff up here. Do have your mirror, g'day. And you got a mirror on that side too, sweet. Yeah. How good's that?
Oh, look at that.
And then you've got your hands-free and whatnot, and you've got cameras built up into here as well. I don't know if there's a USB on that thing. I don't think there is. I can't feel one.
No, it's just hardwired to the back of the...
Yeah. There might be one there, I don't know, I can't feel it, but sometimes there is a USB plug up there for running cameras and things like that, if you want to run a dash cam. But yeah, for the most part, it's plasticky, like, but it is an XLT. If you want to get more premium sort of finishes, then you need to kind of go up in the trim levels, and hopefully we'll see more variants come to Australia. So I'll just push the on button. Built Ford Tough, 75 years, F-Series, pretty cool. Rightio, quick look at the Apple CarPlay, super responsive, flicking through this thing. I like the Easy Park app on my Raptor. It actually comes up with the full thing when you're searching for an area and stuff like that. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think if you weren't too fast on tech and you just wanted Apple CarPlay, well, that's super fast. That's a good little screen. You can scroll through your cameras. Well, I think you just got the rear camera on this one. I think other models you have like a tub camera or a bed camera as well. So we'll just okay these open doors and stuff out. So you've got normal, tow haul, eco, sport. Graphics are pretty sweet. Mud ruts, deep sand, snow, slippery, and back to normal again.
I like sport.
Yeah, sports. Sport graphics pretty cool. Although red goes faster. So the center of the screen is all digital, but then the sides are just old school in that aspect. So yeah, I like this. The steering wheel feels nice in the hand as well.
Yep.
Feels pretty good. Righto, so that's the front, and I'll show you these. Did I show them the pedals already?
Yeah, you did that.
Oh yeah, I did that.
The seats are a little bit different from left to right.
So this one's yours got power too?
Power, yeah, it's got power backwards and forwards, and the lumbar settings, it's all electronic.
Okay.
But if you're the back of the chair, you want that to be adjusted, there's a clip on the side here, or a handle here you pull up.
Oh, okay, so everything else is electric, you just got to adjust it backwards, forwards.
Yeah,
okay.
manually.
Righto.
But yeah, that goes. It's still a great seat. So.
And then the driver's side is actually power.
Power backwards and forwards. And your lumbar support.
Yeah, and your lumbar just there as well. Nice little Ford Easter egg just there too.
Yep.
Righto, well I'll give the camera to Trev and he can show you the back.
Righto, this is the back seat and tie.
Yeah, party in here.
Party in there, all right. Yeah, heaps of storage, and the doors, there's still a lot of storage in the front section as well. There is a ton of room in here. Yeah.
Imagine the drawer system or something you could...
Yeah, batteries.
You put your swag in here and just sleep. I wish Ranger did this. I wish Ranger... You have to push the button on the other side.
Yep.
Just pull that tab.
Yep.
That is awesome. Like how far that comes up and away.
Yep.
Like to give you access to put big items in here.
Yeah, or both of them go up, don't they?
Yeah, this one goes up as well.
Oh.
So we'll show you how much.
Wow.
It's a massive amount of space.
It's huge. But even with the seats down, like you got so much room.
Yeah.
Between the...
But like with them down, like even having like kids, like their seats.
Yeah,
we were talking about.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier. And like, if you can't easily get a child seat in that.
Like you could get in here and do it with them and like put them in the seat. USB-C, USB, and the cigarette. But like if you're considering a Lariat, I'd look at an XLT too. Like if you don't want to spend the extra money on all the chrome trinkets and that's enough sort of infotainment for you, like it's got Apple CarPlay and everything, Android Auto.
I reckon
save a bit of coin and put that into...
I'll put a different set of wheels and tyres on.
Yep.
And
and a nice like Fox suspension upgrade.
Yeah.
Yeah, put that money into that instead of putting it into the thing, and then just get us some really good canvas seat covers for this thing, or some neoprene ones.
Yep.
But yeah, there's so much room.
Yep.
There's probably more room in this than my F250.
Yeah.
Like it's huge. It's massive.
Huge, yeah. Cab's huge.
So the type of material that's on the back here on the doors, I don't know if it's, I'd imagine it's just fake leather in here. And then you got this, it's kind of weird. It's got stitches in it, but it's like a plasticky, like a,
It's
got a weird feel to it, but Plenty of space down in here. Storage, cup holder there, cup holder there, cup holder there. American and their cars, I don't understand all the cup holders, but I love it. Like it makes sense to have cup holders everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
In case you've got a couple of different cups you like. So that folds down. You've got your jack back here. On the back of the seats here, you've got some map pockets too. Put your bits and bobs in there, and it looks like you can actually unzip the seat covers off this thing. It's got zippers down the back side. It's pretty sweet. But the amount of floor room in this thing and overall sitting room is massive. Righto, time for our on driving.
Jesus,
Righto, time for our on-road test of the new F150. Trev went and picked up this the other day for me since I was busy, and yeah, we're going to go for our on-road driving test now and see what we both think of this thing. Pretty smooth, straight off the bat, Trev, I think.
Yeah.
You drove it back up from Sydney the other day after taking the Everest back. We had an Everest for a month, took that back for me, and you brought this back home.
Yeah,
You're wetting yourself.
Oh,
super
great.
excited.
Yeah, just a little bit.
What do you think of it? Just obviously you just did a bit of highway driving coming back home, but
Yeah.
what do you think of it? First impressions?
First impressions, a lot of power.
Yeah, that's what you said to me when you got on the phone.
Yeah.
I rang in and I'm like, where are you? And he's like, damn, this thing's got some power.
It's got a lot of bundy to go.
The response in this thing, power wise, you definitely know that you've got some power into this thing. So in the aspect of towing and things like that, I don't think you're gonna have any issue in this thing hauling whatever you want. So it is pretty nice power wise. It's faster than the Raptor that I have. It's gets up and goes pretty quick. So
Yeah, but this is a lot lighter.
yes, it is
A lot
lighter.
lighter.
Yes, aluminium body, alloy body on this thing versus previous generations that was steel. So it is pretty nice. My F250 is steel body, currently being rebuilt. So if you want to subscribe, I will have a rebuild series coming on the F-Truck very soon. We just went and seen it at the paint shop.
Look at mint.
Looks pretty sick.
It's photos don't do it any justice. Yeah, but it looked good. It looked real good.
But as for leg room and stuff, normally in the conversions on the driver's side, because obviously they're switching it over.
Yeah.
I don't know if I think you have a little bit more foot room than me, but
It's not a big difference.
nah.
I didn't notice it at all until I had a look on this side. Because when I jumped in down in Sydney and got in it, I was just going like, oh, it's got plenty of room for the feet and pedals. So.
Yeah, definitely. As for styling in the interior, I do like it. Like obviously all our new Everest and Rangers are going with a vertical screen here in the front, but I do like this layout where it's landscape instead of portrait style with the screen and stuff. Being the XLT, we get the smaller screen.
Yeah.
Compared to the Lariat, I think it gets a slightly bigger screen from memory.
Sound system's good.
It is?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I bet you had it cranking.
Yeah. All the headbanging and stuff like this.
We had a fair bit planned for this thing over the next couple of days, but it has been torrential rain. Absolutely torrential. We didn't even know if we were going to get any filming done. What some people are calling impractical, but I like it. This fold down section here. Actually used it last night. My daughter's like, hey, can we fold this down? Because we went and picked up dinner. She's like, I'll sit it up here and then I could rest my arm on it so I didn't go flying. Got takeaway from the pub. But I think that for a worker, that is super practical.
Yeah.
To be able to flip that down. If you've got to send a quick email, you've got to look at some plans, all those sorts of things. But comparing it to other American trucks that I drive, like I love my F250, and this feels very similar to it. Just that sort of lounge, laid back type of driving. I don't really like the Rams. I haven't driven a new Silverado, the new 1500, but the new 1500, Rams, I don't really like the way they feel when you sit in them. I definitely do like the F-Truck. How do you feel about the conversion that they've done? I'm pretty sure they're using a Raptor steering rack in this thing. Don't quote me on that, but I think, or it's either the Ranger steering rack in this conversion. They have had a few hiccups coming out of the factory at the moment, but I think that's just a fine-tuning thing, and I like that they're onto it and they're not just letting things go and turn into a big snowball, where they're actually onto fine-tuning these things and getting them right, basically.
Yeah. And from when I got in it, I had a few reservations, but yeah, it drives really well. That's very smooth.
Yeah.
And steering's great. Does the job real well.
That's probably one of my favourite things on the Ford SUVs and utes and stuff, trucks, is their steering is super refined, very smooth, very comfortable. You're not fighting it, but there is that feedback as well. I do like the steering. And the US version that I drove, the suspension in that was super soft. I don't know if they've done suspension tuning to this here, which I'd imagine they probably have, changed the shocks or something in it.
Well, the good quality roads we've got here.
Yeah, our roads are great, but the American one that I drove actually had really, really soft suspension. I didn't like it at all. It was way too soft, but we were driving through paddocks and stuff when I was driving that, and it was pretty rough. But on road it was great, but off road it was pretty bad. Done a little bit of off road in this, and this feels a bit firmer than the one I drove in the States. So I'm assuming that they probably have done some tuning here in Australia. But me and Trev haven't really, I didn't want to come into this knowing all this info and research and all the rest of it. I just want to experience the car exactly how it is. And I've heard things through the media of what components they're using and things like that, but I haven't deep dived into the whole way they've done the conversions and that. If you want to see some more information about that sort of stuff, I did have a video come out last year that Az did for me, so I'll put that in the description if you want to check out that video. The purpose of you buying the long wheelbase, like if you were to look at one of these, because I know that you were eyeing them off there a couple of months ago, if you were to bite the bullet and buy one, would the long wheelbase be more appealing to you or the short wheelbase? For what you like, for
me, I'd go with short wheelbase.
Yeah.
I can't see me dragging a 22-foot caravan behind me, but that's if I had to do that, then I'd have this.
Yeah. Okay.
So just to suit car and trailer as a combination.
Just so you don't have that extra bit of length you got to worry about.
And trying to park it at the caravan park it can be a challenge.
Some of them get pretty tight in there.
Yeah, they do get tight.
But in saying that, there's a lot of people that I think might not be towing and want to carry dirt bikes, things like that.
Yeah.
So I think the extra long tub to be able to fit dirt bikes, fuel cans, gear bags,
plenty of room for that.
Heaps of room for that. You can put three full-size dirt bikes in the back of this thing and have the tailgate up, which is one thing I don't like about the Aussie dual cabs, is that you can't fit a full-size dirt bike in the tub. Which is just, sometimes you can if you get it across sideways in some of them, but most of them you've got to have the tailgate down, and I just think manufacturers need to make them that little bit longer just to be able to fit a full-size dirt bike in there, either straight or slightly on an angle. But yeah, you could fit a ton of the stuff in this thing. You could probably put a quad in the back of this. Righto, Trav kicked me out of the seat, so Trav can tell you all about it. Well, as soon as I called him to say, "Can you go and pick up the F150?" I could hear the schoolgirl squeal.
Yeah, there was a squeal internally.
A little bit come out.
A little bit.
Just a little bit. From thinking about buying one to now driving one,
Yeah.
has your impressions changed? Have your thoughts changed?
It's bigger than what I need.
Yeah.
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 Maybe if a couple of years time I might want to do the big lap and all the rest of that sort of garbage. Yeah.
Now, something for Ford to take into consideration.
Yeah.
That I knew once you drove this, like I knew you were thinking
Yeah.
about buying one,
Yeah.
but I knew once you drove this would be too big for you and your wife,
Yeah.
and for what you want to do. Like
Yeah.
heaps of space, but you don't tow a big van. You're kind of keeping like the small kind of van.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. When it comes to caravans, I'm selling mine at the moment, but yeah.
And then you just really don't know what direction you're going to go at the moment.
Yeah, at the moment, if we do plan a big trip or something like that, it'll just be hire a van and then just give it back to them when you're done.
Yeah.
It's just, I think by the time you registration, insurance, all the, even just
A lot of upkeep, a lot of money.
well, $1,300 just to keep it in storage for 12 months.
We were talking about it yesterday, and I was saying to Trev that I think a space cab or an extra cab version that we call it here in Australia, I'm not too sure what they're calling these models that just have the suicide rear doors with that little bit extra. That I think that would also sell really well in here in Australia, because you got to think of the demographic that's going to buy this car. To me, this vehicle appeals to a lot of grey nomads.
Yeah.
So do the Rams, so do the Chevys. Yes, a lot of the younger generation, my generation, love these cars too, but I think that a space cab would appeal to that amount of like grey nomads to buy this for towing, because they don't need all that room in there. They don't need this big, all this extra space.
They'll fill it up.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm sure they'll fill it up with everything, but yeah, I think with having, if they want to tow a big van, if they were to get either a short wheelbase or long wheelbase space cab, I think there is a big, I don't know, there's a missing part of that US market coming here to Australia that I think could be filled, and I think that a space cab would be that perfect fill for those people that want an American truck, like you want one, but it's just overkill for what you want to do, where you can still have an American truck, but in a space cab version, bit shorter, bit smaller, still got a little bit of room behind the seats if you want to take some people out for dinner or whatever, or you got to pick someone up.
I can see a lot of tradies grabbing these.
The XLT.
XLT.
For sure.
A few of the boys in the back.
Like these to travel in as a family or with a crew of guys or whatever. Just the room, there's more room in there than here.
You could have some 3 big gorillas in the back there, and they got plenty of room.
Plenty of leg space, all the rest of it, and that's what is appealing for these cars, like to Australian. So, is there any features in this thing that you don't like? For the most part, like we've done our walk around and explained about the interior and what it's got, but is there things that you don't like about this?
Don't like the mirrors.
Yeah, I'll agree with you on that. I don't like the mirrors either.
If I did win lotto or whatever, I'd have one of these, and I'd be definitely putting a nice set of what do they call them?
One of those like towing brand mirrors.
All them sort of things.
The shape's okay, but they're too short. They need to be higher. And I didn't even realise till I looked at photos back when I was driving the one in America, and they're the same. They look like the same mirror. Like I zoomed in on the photos that I had of that when I drove back there, and I didn't notice them to be like this. It's not. I'm not going to not buy one because of the mirrors.
No.
There's plenty of aftermarket options.
Absolutely.
Just get online. You can see there's so many F truck mirror options. It's ridiculous. just because I was looking for some new ones for my truck the other day, and there was so many different companies in America making different mirrors for these things. So mirrors, you wouldn't have any issue getting a new set if you wanted to change them. But I can't really, I'm trying to think of things I don't like about driving it, and
Yeah, I'm struggling.
for an XLT, this is a great platform to build off.
Oh yeah.
Like, chuck a couple of canvas seat covers on this thing. So currently you've got two variants, we've got XLT and Lariat. I don't think they will bring Raptor, F150 Raptor.
Oh,
I think it will, yeah. We both want it so bad, but I just...
We'll go halves.
It would be 200 grand. Like the premium they're charging in the US right now for Raptors. Like, I think Ford would like to bring it here, but it may chew into the Australian Raptor market, like the Ranger market. But would it? Like, if it's double the price, like, or even if it's about 170 for a Raptor, like F150 Raptor, would it really chew into the Australian Ranger Raptor market, or?
I reckon it'd be closer to 200.
I think, yeah, it probably would be closer price-wise, getting up there.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't think it would chew into the Raptor market here, because you've got that demographic where they're around like 85 grand at the moment.
Yeah.
Way more appealing to get into that than would it be getting into an F150 Raptor, but I still think they would sell them. At the scale they'll sell these, probably not. But yet again, look at the Raptor sales.
Yeah.
Going through the roof here in Australia.
Yeah.
For the Ranger Raptor. Platinum, which is the one up above from Lariat.
Yeah.
XLT, Lariat, Platinum, and then I think they do this in a King Ranch, and then I think you have a Tremor. There is a few other variants that you can get, and I think they will bring those variants later on as they progress forward with this model, just ironing out all the details that they need to do with this, and refining things to make sure that they are perfect, but at the same time trying to get them to customers as quick as they can. We're going to do a 0 to 100, and Trev can tell me when.
Ready, steady, go.
I just freak out.
Done.
6, 7.
That was it. We're in sport mode, so it does have a sport mode. Anybody wanted to know? Qigong.
6, 7.
It's pretty good for a big truck. Okay, so this morning, we went for a drive yesterday. This morning we've got the F150 hooked up to my caravan, and we've gone for a bit of a burn this morning. About to jump in with you guys, but I'll show you around my van and what it is if you haven't seen the previous videos from last year when I ended up fixing this van up, doing a bunch of work to it. But we're going to take it for a spin with the F150 and see how she tows. And first impressions, pretty bloody good. We're pretty impressed, but we'll show you around the van first, and we'll show you all the features of towing with the F150, and yeah, we'll get into it. Okay, so I've got the F150 hooked up to my van. If you don't know what my van is, it's a Black Series HQ17, which we've done a ton of work to. We've wrapped it. We've also put on some new Toyo RT tyres, Method race wheels, of course. Wouldn't have anything else. LSP did a bunch of work to this thing for us as well.
So now that the new bushers and cam bolts are in, we've fitted the new Lovells coils. We're just checking the bearings now. So the stub axle is nice, so we're going to replace the bearings with some Timken bearings.
We've got all their remote res shocks up under this thing too. All their springs, and they did a wheel bearing upgrade for us. Plus we're running 600 amps of lithium from LSP in this thing as well. So give us a quick little walk around if you haven't seen the van before. So it definitely looks a lot different than what it used to.
Yeah, somebody had to peel all the shit off it.
So it took all the old graphics off. I think it's got 800 watts of solar up there on the roof there from memory. Is that what we did? And yeah, we wrapped the whole thing, and new wheels, new tyres, new suspension.
New caravan.
Pretty much, yeah. Still a little bit of work to do to this thing. It has been parked in the shed for coming on probably 10 months now. I haven't had it out, just been too busy, but she's out. Take it for a burn. With configuring this thing for towing, basically we've just got the 7-pin, your hitch, We've got our dual chains, we've got our breakaway, and then you do have some other sockets up here that you can add different bits and pieces to if you want to put in cameras and whatnot, or gooseneck trailers, bits and pieces. Camera back up here for towing. So we'll jump in and show you all the features that are in this thing, and it's pretty impressive what this thing has got for towing from factory compared to previous generations of, well, utes, trucks, whatever you want to call them. They're really stepping up their game when it comes to towing and whatnot. So we'll jump in and show you. We're going to go through our drive modes, which is just down here on this dial. So we're going to flick through and go to tow haul, and then that'll allow us to change a bunch of settings here on the dash. You do have Pro Trailer Assist here as well. I wanted to show you guys that, but I can't because I've got to actually set up things on the trailer, and unfortunately, yeah, it's not my car, so I can't set that up. But there's plenty of videos online about the Pro Trailer Assist if that's something you're interested in. So when you're on Apple CarPlay, if you want to get back to it, this screen in the XLT, it's kind of a little bit confusing, but just press this speaker button here and that'll bring you back to the general sort of screen. So we're going to click on features and we're going to click towing, and then we've already entered the F-Tech Caravan here, and then you can do your trailer light check, which is another feature that's great on Fords now, is that you can simply press this button here and it will check all your lights for you at the back. So right now we're doing blinkers, so it'll go through a cycle of each blinker, brake lights, reverse lights, all that sort of stuff, so you don't have to have someone in the car actually doing it for you, which is bloody awesome.
None of these screaming at you.
Yeah, that's it. So we've got a trailer connection notification on, trailer sway control on, but then you can add all your trailers. So I think there's like 10 or 12 from memory trailers that you can actually add into this thing, and then each time you get in, you just select the trailer that you want. We have the F-Tech Caravan here today, so that's all done. But then you can, when you do set up the Caravan, you can go right into a complete setup for your bliss, traffic, all the rest of it, monitoring for the mirrors here, so you can set all that up, the distance of your trailer, and also the width of your trailer, the length of your trailer, all that sort of stuff. So you can set all that up when you actually add a trailer. So right now the trailer is cycling through its lights. So we have parkers, it's now doing the blinker, it'll do the other blinker, and we'll do the brake lights as well, just did the stop lights. And it should do this blinker on this side, unless it did it previously. Yeah, probably, yeah, I think it did it previously. So, yep, there we go. So it's doing that blinker. And it'll just cycle through all of those. So that way you know that all your lights are all good and you don't have to get someone else to do it. So it's pretty cool. You can see the reverse lights just come on there. Pretty cool feature on the F150. Here we go. Righto, we're in our towing mode. We've got, I think my van weighs, I think its GVM is, I don't know if it's 3.5, I think it's like 3.2 or 3.3 GVM. Again, F150, you can tow 4.5 ton with this thing, which is bloody awesome. Trev, did you disconnect the trailer? I can't feel anything. Wow. This is very, very nice.
Yeah, it's on this road.
It's very composed, it's not jerking around. Do not even know that I have a trailer on right now.
Yeah.
Very smooth. Righto, well, we've taken the F150 out, Trev. Let's, I guess, our final thoughts on this thing. And yeah, it tows pretty well. Tow's amazing.
Tow's amazing, yeah. Absolutely. I just wish I had the money to buy one. You're doing the big lap. I highly recommend.
Yeah, just I think American trucks for towing a caravan and doing that big lap around Australia and having them set up and just, yeah, they're built to tow, they're designed to tow. So unlike the Aussie utes where people they can tow, but they're not these 4.5 ton caravans and things like that. They're just, you're playing some pretty funny games trying to do that sort of stuff with the dual cab ute. So the American trucks are definitely designed to tow, and it's been towing the F-Tech caravan today absolutely flawlessly.
Yeah.
So super smooth, long wheelbase is bloody awesome.
It is. It makes it a lot easier drive, especially with a caravan.
We're going to take this thing up the beach, but there's literally no beach at the moment. The amount of swell that we've had and all the weather, the rain, it's pretty bad up there at the moment. So we might get the F150 back, see if we can't get maybe a short wheelbase Lariat, see if we can get that on the next one, and we might do some more videos, do one up the beach and things like that when the conditions improve. But for the most part, if you're looking for one of these things for towing, even just day-to-day driving around, you're a tradie, things like that, yeah, really the choice is yours. Long wheelbase, short wheelbase, I think they're both great. The long wheelbase is definitely very nice for towing, just given that overall length of the vehicle, just a lot more stable. But hopefully we can get a short wheelbase and do some more towing with that. But for the most part, yeah, awesome truck, tow great, go great, especially for the XLT. It's got a bunch of features that if you want to save some coin and go with the XLT instead of the Lariat, and then spend that money on mods, whether it's suspension, wheels, tires,
it's a good platform for it. Yeah, the sky's the limit.
Yeah. So, and then with the amount of parts and accessories that the US make for this thing, it's definitely, you're not limited with accessories for the F150. You are going to have so much more variety of things to put on this vehicle, so it's going to be yeah,
It's good.
yeah, it's a good truck. Righto, well, that's all from us here, so make sure you like, subscribe, all that good sort of stuff. If you want to check out some merch, you can click the links in the description and go to my website, support the channel, buy a hoodie. It's coming into winter right now, so buy a hoodie, buy a shirt, buy a hat. There's a bunch of stickers and stuff on there as well, so go check that out, support the channel, and it really helps us to keep trying to bring you guys videos like this each week. So yeah, F150 XLT Lariat.
Yep.
We give it the thumbs up.
Absolutely.
Absolute beast.